Good evening and welcome to Hockey Night at PISA. Brought to you by Memory to Video Productions and sponsored by JD's Pizzeria Bar and Grill of Southington. They make great pizza and they have the largest television in the Southington area. Tonight we bring you Game 1 of the Best of 3 Championship Series for the D1 Roller Hockey Summer Season. The number 1 seed Connecticut Shamrocks taking on the number 3 seeded Allies. These two teams met twice during the summer season, with the Allies getting a tie the first time around, but the Shamrocks getting a decisive victory in the second game. One other point to keep in mind, these two teams have been going at each other for a number of seasons. They go all the way back to the co-ed leagues. These two teams have met in championships and playoff games, and 5 players from each team go all the way back to those co-ed leagues, battling out with each other for supremacy in this roller hockey summer season. Anjanette Rieger is the only co-ed left playing. She plays for the Allies and is a very pesky defender and oftentimes finds herself in a position to cash in on a ball loose in front of the net. On the other side, probably one of the 5 guys that we need to talk about is Mike Polaria. Mike has announced that this will be his final roller hockey season, as he hopes to concentrate on his ice hockey career as he goes on from here. As we mentioned, this will be the 3rd time these two teams have met this season. Game 1 in the first half of the year was a tie, 3-3. Game 2, the Shamrocks exploded for 6 goals and pulled out a 6-3 victory. The Allies will have to score more than 3 goals if they plan on controlling Game 1 of this pivotal 3-game series, if they want to make it a 3-game series. On the Shamrock side, they're hoping to score 6 goals. They've got a number of players who can provide pressure on Allies goalie Julio Alves, and they've got, again, Mike Polaria in the nets, with whom they can rely on to come up with another solid performance. Polaria and Alves, 2 of the top goalies in the league. They were neck and neck going into the final game of the season when the Shamrocks pulled out that 6-3 victory. Both of them need to have big performances as we close out this summer season and we get into the championship series. A best of 3 setup should be quite interesting. Another thing to look at, both of these teams play a lot of intensity. Obviously the Allies forechecking is kind of their trademark and what makes them go on the offensive side as well. Kelsey, Hill, and Watrous will be putting a lot of pressure on Polaria, looking for rebounds and making it difficult for them to clear the ball. The Shamrocks like to get up and down. They like to have open space. Their defensemen like to put a lot of pressure on the offensive end as well. So it'll be interesting to see how the two teams handle each other. Their 3rd meeting, as they say, familiarity often breeds contempt, and we'll see what happens if tempers flare and the intensity tips over to the point where they get a lot of penalties. Game 1 coming up in just a few minutes. Shamrocks, the number 1 seed, versus the Allies, the number 3 seed.
Want that pro game feel? Looking to bring your game to the next level? Memory to Video Productions offers a stable of videographers and commentators to bring your ball hockey game to even greater heights. Whether it's on foot or on wheels, our broadcasts feature exciting calls and fascinating insight on all teams and players. Whether it's pre-game predictions or post-game wrap-ups, Memory to Video is your place for that professional polish. Watch your games online and relive the glory again and again, and all for a great low price. To find out more about how to get your team immortalized by MVP, contact us today at memorytovideo.com.
And here's LJ with it, and Benson with an opportunity as he walks straight in. It's him against Brittany Camargo, and he does it! What a goal! Kyle Benson!
Teams are over at their benches getting ready. Final words of advice from their captains. Matt Dupuis, the leader of the Shamrocks. Joey Delgado, captain of the Allies. Whistle is blown. Jim Sabatini, the official, is ready to go. He walks out there getting ready to drop the ball. The other official tonight is Joe Mata. And the Allies come out and take the floor. They're wearing their red jerseys tonight. They wore their black for their semifinal victory over Big Knife. They won 4-1. So, of course, we have Julio Alves in the goal. Brian Watrous will be probably taking the face-off for the Allies. Jim Benning on defense. Evan Hill will be playing in a forward spot. And we look like we're ready to go. Shamrocks versus the Allies. The ball is dropped and we're ready. Shamrocks win the face-off. Yep. Here we go. Shamrocks bring it up the floor. Turned over. Watrous takes over for the Allies. He finds Hill on the far side of the floor. Skating in front. Lee for Watrous. Shot on goal. Just wide. Not sure if Polaria got a piece of that or not. Behind the goal now, controlled by the Shamrocks. Jeff Woodward bounces it up the boards. Where Brian Talbot for the Allies sends it back, but it's controlled by the Shamrocks deep in their end again. Evan Hill takes down Garrett Salkins. Referee Joe Mata said no penalty there, kept playing. And now the Shamrocks control deep in their end, and they're setting up as they bring the ball forward. Great play again, forechecking by Evan Hill. He's going to get an opportunity here. Shot over Polaria's shoulder and in the goal. Quickly, 10:05 left in the first period. Only 55 seconds gone in the game. Evan Hill off the steal and a goal. Number 83, Evan Hill gives the Allies a quick 1-0 lead. Could not have played out better for the Allies as they start off less than a minute into the game with a 1-0 lead. Kelsey taking the draw for the Allies. He wins it against Tim Senna. He skates up and takes a quick shot. Polaria this time with a save. Delgado sends it across to Jarowski. Jarowski gets it up to Kelsey. Turnover, and they battle it back. Forechecking, the forte for the Allies. Evan Hill showed us there as he stole the ball, came in and scored right away. Jarowski now on the offensive end. His backhanded shot stopped by Polaria. Shamrocks look a little sluggish here in the beginning. Ball skated in front there of Mike Polaria, so he covered it up, and now we'll have a face-off just to his left side. We've just started the game, 9:35 left to play in the first period. The Allies already have a 1-0 lead. Looks like we're getting a new ball for some reason. Must have been a crack in the old one. Here we go. Kelsey to take the face for the Allies. Sabatini drops it and we're in play. Here we go. That's Mark Beaudoin with the ball for the Shamrocks. He sends it back behind his own goal. Looks like Peter Malik will play it there. Malik sends it forward. Delgado's got it. He tries to tap it forward and it's taken over by the Shamrocks. Jarowski tips it away from Beaudoin as he was advancing. Kelsey up on the far side. Knocked away by the Shamrocks defense. And Jeanette Rieger putting on a little pressure there. Shamrocks skating and advancing there. Wrist shot there, blocked by Delgado, sent behind the goal, where it's going to be played by Jim Salkins. That's Eric Blazinski. And he scores. He sneaks one in by the near side pipe. Polaria gave him a little room. He thought his foot was on there. And sure enough, Blazinski found the open spot. And suddenly, 2-0 Allies. The number 3 seed. Remember, they only scored 3 goals in the first 2 games against the Shamrocks. Game 1, 3 goals. Game 2, 3 goals. They've already got 2, and we've only played a little over 2 minutes. Blazinski on the face for the Allies, controlled by the Shamrocks. Shamrocks got to get a little sense of urgency here. They're kind of sleepwalking through the beginning. Here comes Blazinski on the left side. He's got Watrous on the right. Shot on goal. Polaria covers up this time. Blazinski looking for goal number 2 early in this first period. That time Polaria was in position and made the stop. Face off to the right side of the goal. Blazinski skates up and he'll take the face for the Allies. Face off won by the Shamrocks, controlled behind their own goal. Looking to push it up the far side. Nice pass there to Garrett Salkins. Garrett Salkins skates into the offensive end. Quick wrist shot. That's going to be blocked by the Allies defense. Matt Dupuis has it taken away by Watrous, and now here comes Blazinski. Blazinski's shot blocked. He just dumps it behind the goal. Watrous gets it for the Allies. Dupuis for the Shamrocks controls. He pushes it forward, still in their defensive end. Shamrocks getting things organized. Coming over the red line. Quick shot, save by Julio Alves. First time he's tested, and he makes a stop. Good pressure there put on by Jeff Woodward, and the ball is pushed over the boards for a stoppage of play. Went off a Jim Benning stick, so we'll have a face-off to the right of Julio Alves. 7:47 left in the first period. Early 2-0 lead for the Allies. Kelsey stepping up to take the face for the Allies. He's going up against Matt Dupuis. Jarowski controls the face and sends it deep up the floor. Evan Hill, again applying pressure, makes a steal. Evan Hill trying to make a dodge there and just missed. Taken away by the Shamrocks. Matt Dupuis controlling. He looking to set it up behind the goal. He sends it up the team side boards. Controlled by the Shamrocks. That was Peter Malik, who had a little trouble. Now we've got Mike Kelsey with the ball. Kelsey's getting in front. He's going to get a shot here. Great look to Jarowski. On the backside, saved by Polaria. Pirro dove and made a great stop there. Here come the Shamrocks. Taken away again by Hill. It's got to be his third or fourth takeaway, but this time it's taken right back by Tim Senna. Senna wind-up shot, saved by Alves. He pinned it between his glove and his leg pad there. Great save by Julio Alves. 6:54 to go in the first. Allies up early, 2-0. This time the face-off will be to the left of Alves in the Allies' defensive end. 2-0 Allies. Could not have started any better for the Allies. Blazinski on the face. He wins it back to Jim Benning, who skates behind the goal, sends it up the boards, looking for Rieger, just off the mark. Shamrocks now controlling and trying to get things organized. Skating forward was Peter Malik, and he lost it, tipped away. Jim Sawkins will retrieve it for the Shamrocks. He's having a little trouble handling it in the defensive end. And again, the Allies applying some forechecking pressure. Taken away there by Jim Benning in the right spot to win the pass. That's going to be Blazinski. He centers it. Nobody home. Shamrocks control. Peter Malik and the Shamrocks just having a little trouble getting going. That's Jim Benning controlling. He takes it over to the far side. Shamrocks chase it down, but Benning's going to control it again. This time Benning skates it forward. He loses it in the offensive end, and here come the Shamrocks. Shamrocks coming up the bench side. Shot towards the goal, just wide. It's going to be rebound. It's going to be recovered by Senna. Senna skating it out, trying to set things up. Anjanette Rieger applying some good pressure as they tried to center it outside to Pete Malik, who's got a great slap shot. Rieger was not going to give him any time to get set. Senna controls now on the far side, goal unextended. Tipped forward by Blazinski, and Malik's slapper goes into the rafters, so we'll have a stoppage of play. Tim Senna took that shot, deflected by an Allies defender, up into the rafters. 5:27 to go in the first period. It's 2-0 Allies. Game one of this best of three, and the Allies came out smoking, scored 2 goals early. Evan Hill and Eric Blazinski found the back of the net, and now the Allies are in control here in period number one. Mark Baudouin wins the face-up for the Shamrocks, controls his defensive end, but another turnover there. Watrous has a chance, couldn't get it. Evan Hill is being a pest on the defensive side. He is just not letting the Shamrocks get up the floor uncontested. Jarowski will control now behind the Allies goal. He pushes it forward, but it goes right towards the goal. Evan Hill again rushing down the floor, forces Mike Polaria to cover it up, and we'll get a face-off in the Shamrocks' end. 5:01 to go. Face-off just to the right of Mike Polaria. Brian Watrous skates up to get the face-off for the Allies. This time it's pushed into the corner where Evan Hill sends it back to Jarowski. Jarowski tried to just shoot it forward, and it was deflected by the Shamrocks, and now they control their defensive end. Watrous applying the forechecking pressure this time. Now the Allies playing a little defense. Delgado trying to cover things up. Great centering pass. Great centering pass there by Garrett Salkins. And he had Matt Dupuis, who just couldn't get a stick on it. Evan Hill looking forward. There's Brian Watrous up the far side. Watrous in the offensive end, skating around with it. He loses control of it. And now here come the Shamrocks. Salkins skating forward, but it's knocked away by Joey Delgado. Shamrocks control their defensive end. Evan Hill applying pressure. He steals it. Evan Hill again getting the steal. He trying to sneak one around the back of the net. No luck there. Mark Bodwin picks it up for the Shamrocks, leaving it behind the net. Evan Hill is just being a pest. Shamrocks can't get out of their end and get things going. Jeff Woodward now having to deal with it. He sends it back across behind the goal. Shamrocks are still behind their goal trying to get the ball up the floor. Here comes Garrett Salkins now. He gets the red line now on the offensive side where it's poked away nicely. Salkins regains it behind the goal. Again poked away. Evan Hill sends it up the boards. Stopped nicely by Malik. But Kelsey's there to prevent a shot. Salkins trying to get it, make a move. But Kelsey and Evan Hill not giving him any room. Brian Talbot now skates it forward for the Allies. He tries a centering pass. Good defense there as Kelsey was getting ready to take a shot. Here comes Malik up the bench side. He loses it again. Allies are just a little quicker tonight. Kelsey now up the far side. Let's see if he can sneak one by. Doesn't take the shot yet. Very patient. Nice move. Backhanded shot just over the goal. But again, clearing pass. Knocked down by the Allies. Kelsey's got it on the far side. A lot of Shamrocks back on defense, so nothing going on there. But now, pass tipped away by Talbot. Back down to Hill. Hill skates forward. Great move. Shot. Save. Tipped over the goal by Polaria, or it would have been a 3-0 lead for the Shamrocks. Ball's bounced backwards to Benning. Benning dumps it forward. Kelsey now applying pressure, and Brian Talbot will control for the Allies. Talbot's shot saved by Polaria. Rebound. Kelsey couldn't get a shot off. Ball's behind the net. Jeff Woodward trying to play without his stick. And here come the Shamrocks. Salkins has got it. Gets the blue line. Tries to make a little move there. It's forced behind the goal. Salkins controls against Talbot. No chance of making a shot there. Malik has it behind the goal. His centering pass is going to be picked off nicely by Blazinski and dumped forward. We're under 2 minutes in the first period. A period dominated so far by the third-seeded Allies. Shamrocks push it forward, and now we got Malik, who's got a great slap shot, knocked down by Jarowski, and then he gets knocked down. The shot blocked by Jarowski may have knocked him off his edge there, but he kept the ball from getting towards goalie Julio Alves. Shamrocks looking to mount an offensive attack here, but they're having trouble passing the ball. Just not very crisp right now for the Shamrocks, and it's tipped away this time by Anjanette Rieger. All of the Allies getting the act. Forechecking, keeping them pinned in their defensive end. Here come the Shamrocks now in their offensive end. Finally, they advance it towards Alves, but again tipped away before Senna could get a real shot on goal. Alves covers up. 1:11 to go in the first. 2-0 Allies. Face-off will be to the left side of goalie Julio Alves. Tim Senna looks like he's going to step up and take the face-off for the Shamrocks. He'll go against Eric Blazinski of the Allies. Ball is in play, controlled by the Allies. Delgado's got it behind the goal. He bounces it forward to Rieger. Rieger has a little trouble turning. Shamrocks push it back into their offensive end. Shamrocks look at their mounting an offensive attack here. Finally, shot there wide. Rebound bounces off to the bench side while Delgado chases it down. He pushes it forward, but Senna's there to skate it down for the Shamrocks. Shamrocks now with 45 seconds to go. Trying to get something going, but Jarowski's there to pick that pass off. He's got a 2-on-1. Jarowski and Blazinski. Great pass there. Just tipped away by the Shamrocks. Crucial play. Another goal, I think, and the Allies would be certainly in the driver's seat if they're not already. Tim Senna now has a chance. Skating up the far side. His shot is deflected away, not making it towards Julio Alves. Delgado pushes it up the bench side. And now a hard shot there gets deflected and stopped by Julio Alves. Great play by Alves as Tim Senna got a piece of that long drive and deflected it looking for the 5-hole. Julio Alves covered up. 14 seconds to go in period number 1. Allies 2-0 lead. And in control, certainly, this first 11 minutes. 14 seconds to go, face off to the left of Alves. Blazinski stepping up to take the face for the Allies. And again, it was Senna for the Shamrocks. Let's see if the Allies can close out this period as we're under 10 seconds. As they push it back, Malik, hard shot, missed, and just tipped forward there by Talbot. 2-1, and there we go. There's the horn ending period number 1. A great start for the third-seeded Allies. They lead 2-0 on goals by Evan Hill and Eric Blazinski. Evan Hill off the steal, came in 1-0 on Polaria and beat him over his glove side shoulder. Blazinski skated down and really stuck one in from behind the goal. Looked like Polaria thought he had the pipe covered, and obviously there was space for Blazinski to sneak it through. At the end of period number 1, the third-seeded Allies 2 and the Shamrocks nothing. Game 1 of this best-of-3 series, and we could have a surprise in place already. Let's see what happens in period number 2. The Shamrocks need to bring a little more effort, a little more intensity, and a little more speed as the Allies' plan to forecheck them in their defensive end has turned into 2 great opportunities and 2 goals. Period number 2 coming up. So far, we've seen hard play, nothing chippy, nobody really getting bounced into the boards or taken down. We'll have to see if the Shamrocks pick up the intensity a little bit. The pesky Allies have earned 2 turnovers that turned into goals. And now the Shamrocks getting a little extra word there by their bench as we switch sides and get ready to go. Looks like Matt Dupuis will take the face for the Shamrocks. He's got Garrett Salkins at forward to his right, Jeff Woodward on defense to his left, and he wins the face-off back to Mark Bodwin. Immediately, Watchers comes up to pressure Bodwin, and the pass is deflected out of play. So we'll have another face-off. It'll be just over the red line into the Allies' defensive end. Dupuis will take the face for the Shamrocks. Ball is dropped. This time it's won by Watchers for the Allies and dumped down into the Shamrocks defensive end. Woodward's got it there, and he's going to skate it up full speed. He's got a good room there, but it's poked away nicely by Brian Talbot. Talbot gets the ball in front of the bench, tries to dump it forward, taken over there. Woodward skating a little faster now for the Shamrocks. He dumps it back, where it's taken over by Hill. Hill with a move, shot just missed. He had Polaria on the floor and a wide open net, and he just flipped the backhand over the goal. Bodwin now skating forward. It's tipped away there by Watchers. Evan Hill in front. He dumps it down into the corner, where Dupuis will track it down for the Shamrocks. Dupuis sends it across. Woodward's pass back towards Bodwin goes back into the screen, out of play, so we'll have a stoppage with 10:03 to go. Evan Hill had another great opportunity early in this period, less than a minute in. Turnover by the Shamrocks almost led to a goal. Face off to the left of Polaria. Dupuis takes the draw for the Allies. Kelsey wins it, shot on goal, saved by Polaria. Rieger dumps it forward, back behind the goal. Chased down there by Woodward, and now Dupuis got it. On the bench side, skating forward. Jarowski there misses. Great save. Dupuis got a quick shot off, and the blocker was raised by Alves to make the stop. Jarowski now coming up the floor with the ball. Jarowski now making a move on Woodward, taken away. Woodward stood his ground and takes control of the ball. He's going up with Salkins on his right. Jarowski took a run up and missed, and now it's taken over by Kelsey behind the Allies' goal. Ball's pushed forward on the bench side. And we're going to have a penalty here. Penalty's going to be called on the Allies. Kelsey got a little bump into the boards, and I think that's what Jim Sabatini's going to be calling. Mike Kelsey is going into the penalty box. This could be the break that the Shamrocks needed. A little bump into the board. Sabatini saw it. And so it's going to be a power play opportunity for the Shamrocks. 9:17 to go in the second period. 2-0 Allies. We'll see what happens here. Jim Salkins taking the face for the Shamrocks. It's won this time by Blazinski, and he dumps it forward. Valeria tips it back to Peter Malik. Malik skating it up now. He's got Jim Salkins to his right. He's got Woodward to his left. Hard rip. That's what they know. That's what we know about them, too. That's incredible. Pete Malik just skated it up. Nobody went to play him, and he ripped it and beat Julio Alves to the stick side. 9 minutes to go now. 2-1 Shamrocks finally get on the board. That was a big penalty and a big extra man opportunity that was cashed in by the Shamrocks. Power play goal at the 3-minute mark into the second period. Pete Malik ripping it, and now the Shamrocks are back in it. So obviously the teams are now again at full strength. Face-off here being taken by Jim Salkins, and it's pushed forward where Jim Benning will track it down. He passes it behind his back. Brian Watchers will retrieve it for the Allies. Watchers skating up now, gaining the offensive end. His shot is blocked by Woodward, and here comes Salkins for the Shamrocks. Great leave there for Senna. Senna's rip, saved by Alves. Senna behind the goal, sends it over to Salkins. Jim Salkins controls it in the corner, skates out to the blue line. His turnaround shot, rebound in front. Controlled now by the Shamrocks. Push backwards where Woodward will control for the Shamrocks. He dumps it forward and Senna will skate it down. Senna's pass back behind him is picked off by Watchers. Watchers now skating up on a 2-on-2. Woodward in front of him and deflects that pass. Malik, the goal scorer, controls for the Shamrocks in their defensive end. He'll skate up the far side. Let's see if they step up and get him before he gets too far in. Another quick shot. Pushes the ball forward behind the goal. Malik behind the goal there. Controlled now by Senna for the Shamrocks. Salkins is back, and he passes it to Salkins. Salkins rip, deflected by Watchers. Nope, sorry, that was deflected by Brian Talbot. And the Allies bring it forward. Salkins skates it down. He passes it forward to the younger Salkins. Jim to Garrett. Garrett loses an edge. He might control this again behind the offensive end. He leaves it back for Jim. And now here come the Allies. Evan Hill with a little bit of speed. Gets poked away on a nice defensive play by Beaudoin. Shamrocks are subbing. That's Garrett Salkins with the ball. He sends it back to Peter Malik. Malik sends it forward to Garrett. And there's Brian Talbot to tip it away. Great pressure again by the Allies. Now we got a one-on-one opportunity here. That's going to be a penalty, clearly on the Shamrocks. Clearly on the Shamrocks, Mark Beaudoin, as he tripped Kelsey as he was making a move towards the goal. So Kelsey has drawn a penalty. He also got called for the first penalty. Now 6:43 to go in the second period. We're going to have a power play for the Allies. Mark Beaudoin goes off the floor for 1:30, and the Allies will have a chance to extend their 2-1 lead. 6:43 to go in period number 2. Garrett Salkins taking the face for the Allies. Ball is pushed towards the net where Mike Polaria covers up. Great face-off by Kelsey. Pushed it forward. Polaria on his game to cover things up. Salkins again against Kelsey. This time it's controlled by the Shamrocks. Matt Dupuis pushes it forward. Jarowski recovers for the Allies. Evan Hill and Jarowski looking. Couldn't connect there. And now Woodward's got it for the Shamrocks. Woodward skates up the far side. Kelsey gets his stick in the way. And Dupuis got to chase it down. Dupuis sends it forward where Hill gets it. Hill controlling. Here comes Jarowski. He's going to get a rip. Quick shot there, saved by Polaria. Rebound in front. Kelsey's got it. Couldn't get a shot off as Woodward held him up. This time, Garrett Salkins blocks Hill's pass. And we're going to get another penalty. This penalty is going to be on Evan Hill. Great play by Garrett Salkins. Garrett Salkins deflected the pass by Hill. He got held up by Hill, skated through it, got down there to get the ball, skated in front, put a backhand by Julio Alves, and we're all tied up. The Shamrocks did, in fact, wake up, and they have come back here as there are 6:01 to go. Just a little more than halfway to go in the second period, and the Shamrocks have scored. Garrett Salkins connects. Penalty on Hill is wiped out. Great pass there as he found Kelsey across the floor. Hilaria up to the task, making a save. Kelsey skating in pretty much uncontested. Couldn't get much on that backhand, and Hilaria was able to cover up. We're in a tie game now. This has been quite an exciting game one of this best-of-3 championship series. Allies scored the first two. Shamrocks came back and scored the next two. Face-off there, won by Jim Salkins. Woodward pushed it forward. It'll be retrieved by the Allies, Joey Delgado. Delgado skating it up, gains the red line, passes to Hill. Back to Delgado, live and give and go. Shot on goal, saved by Hilaria. Nice little give and go there, and a quick shot by Delgado. Didn't quite catch Hilaria off guard, however. Mike Hilaria in his last game of roller hockey, doing a nice job keeping the Shamrocks in it until they came back to tie it up. Jim Salkins taking the face for the Shamrocks. He's got Woodward back to his left, who pushes the ball forward. Long skate for Talbot, but he'll control the ball uncontested behind his net. Ball's passed forward, and here come the Allies. Looks like Blazinski on the far side. He pushes it forward, wide of the net. Here comes Woodward. Woodward's got some room, and he's skating up full speed. Woodward gets to the middle. His shot just wide. Blazinski controls for the Allies. He pushes it forward. Anjanette Rieger's there. Gains the blue line. Had no help with her. And now the ball is pushed forward. Shamrocks will get it. Again, Woodward has some space if he wants it. He starts going a little faster. Gains the middle. Shot on goal. Score! And just like that, the Shamrocks have put together a 3-goal run to take the lead. They are the number 1 seed. And that time, great run by Jeff Woodward. He was getting fired up. That was his 3rd run here in the last couple of minutes. This time he gained the middle, put a little wrist shot by Julio Alves. It's about 3 shots in a row now that have found the back of the net for the Shamrocks. So with 4:42 in the second period, the Shamrocks have a 3-2 lead. The first period dominated by the Allies. Clearly this period dominated by the Shamrocks. They came out with more energy, came out with more speed. Their defensive players are making a couple runs, and they found the net with about 3 shots in a row. Trying to mount another attack as Bodwin was handling the ball behind his net. Pass just off the mark, and now here come the Allies. This is Blazinski for the Allies. But the Shamrocks are there to stop it. There's Peter Malik, who scored goal number 1 for the Shamrocks this period. He pushes it forward, where Brian Talbot will track it down for the Allies. We're just under 4 minutes left to play in the second period. We've seen the Shamrocks come back and break open with 3 goals in a row. Ball's pushed forward there for Peter Malik, skating up. Pete Malik sends it back. Garrett Salkins for a rip. Save just wide by Julio Alves. Anjanette Rieger skates it forward. Garrett Salkins picks off that centering pass. He had a little bit of contact there. No call. Allies look like they're in a little disarray here. Brian Watrous controls for the Allies deep in their offensive end. He's getting a lot of pressure there by Peter Malik, and nothing happens. How about this? We're going to get a penalty. Peter Malik is going to be called for hooking, and he's going to sit down for 1:30. Interesting play there. Here we go. Peter Malik goes out for 1:30, and now the Allies have a chance to regain some momentum. Garrett Salkins taking the face for the Shamrocks. He won the draw against Watrous, but he sent it up over the benches. We'll have a face-off again. It'll be Salkins against Watrous. Ball is pushed back. Jarowski now has it. And we got all kinds of muscling up going on. Jarowski looked like he was able to take Bodwin down. And as a result, the Allies got a nice shot, saved by Polaria, and then finally cleared by the Shamrocks. We're just under 3 minutes to play. Allies with the power play. Jarowski skating forward. Dupree back to get him. And the ball's tipped away. That's Garrett Salkins, who had a nifty goal to tie it up at 2. Applying some pressure there. Watrous controls for the Allies. They look forward for Jarowski. Now Hill's got it, but he's met right away by Bodwin. And then it's dumped into the Allies' end by Tim Senna. 2:15 to go in the period. 3-2 Shamrocks. Allies on the power play. Jarowski skates by one defender, but Mark Bodwin steps up to meet him. Garrett Salkins has it behind the goal. Evan Hill applying some pressure. Garrett sends it deep down the other end, and we'll have a face-off and a stoppage of play as it was tipped up off the floor. 1:59 to go in the second period. Shamrocks lead it 3-2. A barrage of goals by the Shamrocks gave them a quick 3-2 lead. It's been a long time since the Allies have been able to beat Mike Polaria. They scored early in the first period to take a 2-0 lead. Shamrocks were silent for the first 15 minutes or so, and then they scored at the 9-minute mark. They scored at the 6-minute mark. They scored at the 4:42 mark of this second period to take the lead. Allies now, as their power play winding down. Jarowski got a shot on goal, saved by Polaria. Delgado sends it forward to Kelsey. Kelsey back to Delgado. We're now all even. Great little nifty, quick behind the leg, between the legs shot by Kelsey, saved by Polaria. Delgado now, as we're all even, and we're approaching 1:15 to go in the second period. Here comes Malik. Quick hard shot. Wow. Malik's got a rip, man. They've got to step up and stop him from ripping that shot, or Julio Alves, who was very fortunate to pin that one under his right leg, might find that ball behind him once again. It was Malik who found the net first for the Shamrocks 3 minutes into the second period. He just skated over the red line. Nobody came to get him, and he ripped it. Face off now. Dupuis wins it for the Shamrocks. Sent it back to Jim Salkins, who pushed it forward. And now the Allies control. Eric Blazinski trying to turn. He sends it forward where Woodward has it for the Shamrocks. We're under a minute now. Woodward with some time and space. He skates forward in front of the benches. Talbot applies pressure, but Woodward gets in front of the goal where Alves makes the save. And Garrett Salkins was almost there to push in the rebound. Allies look a little slower this period. Woodward, pass forward, knocked down. Quick shot, saved by Polaria. Great play by Blazinski to steal that pass and get a shot off, but Polaria was up to the task. Woodward and Blazinski battling it out. 25 seconds in the period. Dupuis for the Shamrocks, pushes it forward. Talbot gets it. His turn is deflected away from the goal by Woodward. Kelsey with it for the Allies now, to the right of Polaria. Woodward applying a great deal of pressure. Under 10 seconds to play. Kelsey gets it again. Woodward is not giving him any room. Centering pass, stopped by Dupuis, and that's the horn to end the second period. A period dominated by the Shamrocks. The Allies have had some trouble getting the ball towards Mike Polaria, and Polaria showed you why. He is one of the best goalies in this league. He finished the league second in save percentage. He's turning on a number one goalie performance in this period. Second period goes the way of the Shamrocks. 3 goals in a span of 4 minutes, 15 seconds. Peter Malik stepped forward, ripped one in the back of the net for a goal number 1. Garrett Salkins off a great steal and a play, backhanded one into the net. And then finally, goal number 3, Jeff Woodward on a great run up the bench side, found the back of the net to give the Shamrocks their first lead. Period number 3, Allies need to wake up now. They controlled period number 1. Shamrocks put them in their place in period number 2, and now we've got period number 3. Game 1 of this best-of-3 series has been all as advertised. Competitive game, 3-2 lead for the Shamrocks going into the final period. Both teams taking a little longer to get the floor after the horn there. The Shamrocks really controlled things for just a matter of 4 minutes and 15 seconds. But that was enough to give them the lead. Quick scoring. Great shot by Peter Malik as he just skated it up. And again, nobody came to pick him up. And he ripped it. Garrett Salkins made a nice steal and a great move and backhanded the ball into the back of the net. And then Jeff Woodward, a run up the bench side, quick move to the middle, and he scored. Here comes Malik again. Deflected by Delgado off his stick, and the Allies get it. Evan Hill with a little space. Up the bench side, trying to make a little move in front, but the Shamrocks were back to defend. Delgado controls, sends it across the floor to Jarowski. Shamrocks with a little more energy here, applying some of the Allies, forechecking themselves. That's Jim Salkins with it. He sends it across to Bodwin. Malik playing a little forward this period. He's got Tim Senna with him. Senna, a nice move around Jarowski, just lost the handle. Evan Hill skating up the far side. He rips one off the mark. Shamrocks trying to clear it. Bodwin had it, hit the goal on his pass behind the net. Back pass there, Delgado steps up. Saved by Polaria. That one was ticketed for the far post. Shamrocks controlling. Sent across the floor where Salkins will have it. Jim Salkins skates by the forechecking of the Allies. He rips one towards the goal just wide. And now Brian Watrous will skate it up for the Allies on the bench side. He's got Hill to his far right. Hill gets it. In front, quick shot, just wide. Now here come the Shamrocks once again. This time Jarowski steps up to stop the progress of Bodwin. Jarowski kind of took him down, no penalty there. Evan Hill looks up, finds Mike Kelsey. Kelsey skating up against Salkins. Salkins takes it away. Garrett Salkins' pass was looking up the floor to Mark Bodwin. Bodwin lost his edge and fell down. Evan Hill in the offensive end. Pressuring the Salkins. Jim to Garrett. Garrett on the far side. Kelsey will approach, but he gets the pass off. Here comes Mark Bodwin. He's met there and taken down by Evan Hill. Penalty is going to be called. Jim Sabatini is going to get Evan Hill for a hold. Evan Hill thought he was getting held by Mark Bodwin. Two of them got tangled up. Penalty is going to be called on Evan Hill. It's going to be an interesting power play situation here for the Shamrocks. 8:52 to go in the third. Power play for the Shamrocks. Dupuis against Kelsey on the face, and it was won by the Shamrocks. Pushed back where Jim Salkins got a quick shot off, deflected into the rafters. Stoppage of play and another face-off. Dupuis against Kelsey again. Ball is dropped. This time it's won by the Allies. They get it behind their goal. Talbot ran it down. Dupuis takes over. Salkins to the blue line. His shot saved by Alves. They might need a screen to help that one get into the goal. Salkins ripper. Alves was there. He saw it all the way. Mike Kelsey applying some pressure. Garrett Salkins will skate it up. He's going to be met by Jim Benning. Now Garrett Salkins has some room. Nice little move there. Little pick plays. Dupuis crossed in front of him. Took clear the Allies defenders. Salkins got a shot saved by Alves. Shamrocks now trying to set up their power play. 40 seconds to go in the penalty to Evan Hill. Skating it forward now. Here come the Shamrocks. Woodward Back for Dupuis. Shot on goal wide. Rebound. Sent right back to Jim Salkins. And he'll set it up. Salkins getting some pressure. Great centering pass there. Woodward's backhand. Just missed. Woodward gets it back again. His shot saved by Alves. Alves keeping him in the game. Covers that one up. There's 14 seconds left on the Shamrocks power play. 7:35 to go in period number 3. Face-off will be to the right side of Alves. Senna steps up to take the face-off against Blazinski. Won by Senna. Sends across the floor. Jim Salkins shot. Saved by Alves. Senna was there for the rebound. Couldn't get a stick on it. That's Eric Blazinski for the Allies, centering it forward. Jim Salkins controls. He sends it back. Alves stops the progress of the ball. Jarowski gets it and sends it back forward to Blazinski waiting behind the D. Nobody there to help him. A weak backhand shot stopped by Polaria. Shamrocks get it forward up into the rafters. So we'll have a stoppage of play and a face-off. 3-2 Shamrocks, 7:02 to go in the game. It's been a very exciting game. The Allies came out and their forechecking pressure got them 2 goals early in the contest. 3 minutes in, they were up 2-0. Shamrocks were silent until the 9-minute mark of the second period. Then they won on a 4+ minute barrage where they scored 3 times and took the lead. And now we'll see what happens in the final period. Evan Hill with a nice steal off Jim Salkins. His centering pass is stopped by the Shamrocks defense. Delgado backhands it forward. It'll go behind the goal where Salkins will have some pressure from Hill. Hill skating around like crazy trying to get another turnover and perhaps the game-tying goal. Shamrock skating it forward. And there's the pressure that we talked about. Blazinski with the steal. He tried to feed Evan Hill, who thought he was going to shoot it. Delgado now has the center. Tipped away by the Shamrocks defense. Jim Salkins tries to send it up the boards, and it will be controlled by the Shamrocks. Shamrocks get the offensive end. That's Tim Senna. Tim Senna's pass. Nobody home. He tried to find Pete Malik. And the Allies skated down. Jim Salkins skating up. Almost had a chance to knock that pass down. Ball's bouncing back and forth. Neither team really controlling it. That looked like definitely a hand pass. It's going to be controlled, however, by the Allies, so no whistle. Delgado up the far side to Jarowski. Jarowski looking for room and a shot. His quick shot deflected away by Polaria. Now Garrett Salkins controls. He's got no help with him, so he's taking his time. He skates by Watrous, but Jarowski's there to tip it away, sending it all the way back where Mark Baudouin controls for the Shamrocks. Hill applying the pressure. Woodward dumps it forward this time. And now Delgado skates it down. Garrett Salkins steps up. Pass forward to the far side to Jarowski. Jarowski sends it back to Hill. Hill looking to gain the middle, a quick shot. Saved by Polaria. Caught it with the glove hand, held on. So we'll have a stoppage of play. Exactly 5 minutes to go in the game. Shamrocks 3, Allies 2. Remember, these teams did play to a 3-3 tie the first time they met this D1 roller hockey summer season. It was the second time around when the Shamrocks exploded for 6 goals in their 6-3 win. 5 minutes to go. Allies desperately looking to find that tying goal. Shamrocks control the face, but it's tipped away. Brian Watrous has it on the far side. His shot saved by Polaria. Garrett Salkins now on the far side gets it. Again, nobody there to help him, as it was deflected away nicely by Talbot. But Benning sent it right to the Shamrocks, who put the pressure on, and now they'll skate up on the far side. Kelsey looking to gain the center of the floor. Shamrocks are all over him, giving him no room. Looking for Watrous. Talbot backhands it forward, knocked down by Garrett Salkins. Shamrocks trying to take their time. They might need to get another goal here to salt this away. Garrett Salkins stepping up. He's got it in the middle of the floor. Dupuis is deep. But Salkins skates it all the way up himself. Salkins getting pressure from Talbot. Garrett Salkins now in the middle of the floor. Saved by Alves. Rebound right there is Dupuis. Allies kind of falling asleep there. Salkins just kind of took his time, slowly skated around the back of the Allies' goal, got to the middle of the floor, and got a nice rip, but Alves stopped it. 3:53 to go now. Allies down by a goal, 3-2. Shamrocks, the number 1 seed, looking to win this critical game 1 of this best-of-3 series. Face-off just into the Shamrocks defensive half. Blazinski takes the face for the Allies and wins it back. Whereas Jim Benning sends it across to Jarowski, who bumps it forward. Nicely to Blazinski, who took a shot there. Kelsey with a rip. Save. Kelsey skated hard into center, knocked him to the floor. Unintentional contact, but it was certainly a pretty heavy hit. Shamrocks are going to talk that over with referee Joe Mata, but no call. We'll have a face-off just into the defensive half of the Allies. It's going to be Peter Malik for Shamrocks, and he wins it and controls it back, but Kelsey steps in the way. He's skating on the back of Woodward, but the ball's pushed forward by the Shamrocks nicely. Peter Malik dumps it towards the defensive side of the Allies, and now here comes Kelsey. He's got nobody with him right now, but he skates by Jim Salkins. Woodward's there to stop him for the Shamrocks. We're approaching the 3-minute mark. Peter Malik skating down against Cole Jarowski. Jarowski sends it forward. Allies need to mount an attack here if they're going to tie it up. Eric Blazinski, far side save by Polaria. Nobody home for the rebound. Shamrocks have it. Dumped forward. As we go under the 3-minute mark, Jarowski gets it. He's going to dump it forward. As Kelsey and Blazinski now on the offensive half of the floor. Blazinski applying some forechecking pressure. Kelsey now skates forward. Ball definitely was deflected up into the rafters, so we'll have a stoppage of play. 2:33 to go. Shamrocks lead it 3-2. Allies have had trouble scoring goals against the Shamrocks. They've only managed 3 goals in their first 2 games, only 2 in this one. Watrous to take the face for the Allies. He wins the draw, back to Jarowski. Jarowski to Delgado. Delgado back to Jarowski, but Dupuis steps up to deflect the pass and control for the Shamrocks. Dupuis now sends it across the floor to Baudouin, who simply dumps it forward. 2:15 to go. Jarowski skating it up for the Allies. He finds Hill. Hill on the left side, trying to make a move on Baudouin. Gets it back behind the goal. Baudouin pass out top. Jarowski fanned on what would have been a nice one-timer. Alves pushes it forward. Delgado's got it. His pass behind the net. Back and forth, Delgado and Jarowski. Dupuis slowing down their progress. Now Delgado skates up on the bench side. He gains the blue line. Looks forward for Watrous. Watrous has it behind the goal line. His centering pass, looking for Delgado in front. It's controlled by the Shamrocks. Here comes the Shamrocks now going forward. This is Jim Salkins. Jim Salkins now skating it up. We're under 1:30. Here comes Evan Hill. This could be a big final rush by the Allies. He lost control of the ball. Garrett Salkins poked it forward. Jarowski just returned the favor. Shot ripped into the boards by the Shamrocks. 1:11 to play, so we'll have a face-off in the Shamrocks defensive end. It'll be to the right of Polaria. Allies have not had many really good opportunities to tie it up, and we'll see what happens in the final 1:11. That's Pete Malik stepping up to take the face against Evan Hill. Timeout, Allies. Timeout, Allies. 1:11 to play here in the third. The Allies take their timeout. They'll discuss their strategy on how to get this game-tying goal. They do have a face-off in their offensive end, just to the right of Mike Polaria. It looked like Evan Hill was going to step up and try to take the face. So we'll see what's going to happen and what sort of strategy they have here. The Allies came out on fire. They put a lot of pressure on the Shamrocks in the first few minutes of the game. They scored twice off of their forechecking pressure. Then they've gone silent. It's been a long time since the Allies have really had a good opportunity to score. Polaria has been able to stop everything. And the Shamrocks exploded in a span of 4 minutes and 15 seconds with 3 goals in the second period. Now there's 1:11 to go in the third, and the Shamrocks lead it 3-2. Face off to the right of Shamrocks goalie Mike Polaria. The Allies go with Watrous, Hill, Jarowski, and Kelsey. Kelsey, Watrous, and Hill, definitely 3 offensive-minded players. Jarowski, an offensive-minded defenseman. Face-off is controlled by the Shamrocks and simply dumped forward nicely by Mark Baudouin. Controlled by Jarowski off the tip from Alves. Jarowski now finds Watrous. Watrous throws it across to Evan Hill as the Allies zigzag the ball up the floor. Jarowski's going to get a chance, just wide. Evan Hill tracks it down on the bench side. Shamrocks need to skate a little harder here. Evan Hill in front, great opportunity there. Stopped by Polaria. Garrett Salkins on the breakaway. Salkins shot saved by Julio Alves. We're about 30 seconds away from the end of game 1. Salkins just dumps it forward. 25 seconds when Jarowski tracks it down. They're pulling Alves. Delgado comes out as the extra skater. Evan Hill gets it. He finds Watrous. Watrous back across the floor, just behind Evan Hill. And it's dumped forward nicely by Peter Malik. Evan Hill, 7 seconds. He dumps it forward. Jarowski got a shot there, couldn't get it. Kelsey in the corner, and there we go. That ends game number 1. A big win for the Shamrocks. They win it 3-2. Outstanding effort by Mike Polaria. And we had a tough game here. Allies scored early, scored twice. Shamrocks came back. 3 big ones in a span of just about 4 minutes and 18 seconds. And they pulled out the win. Game number 1 of this best-of-3 series goes the way of the number 1 seed Connecticut Shamrocks. The Allies came out and pressured the Shamrocks hard in the first few minutes. Evan Hill, Eric Blazinski found the goals quickly for the Allies, gave them a 2-0 lead that they held through the first period. Second period started, Allies up 2-0. Shamrocks looked like they were sleepwalking. Suddenly, at the 9-minute mark, Pete Malik had a chance. He walked up over the red line and ripped a shot into the back of the net, getting the Shamrocks started. Then we had Garrett Salkins off a great defensive effort. He actually drew a penalty, got the ball back, skated in front for a backhand shot, and he found the game-tying goal to make it 2-2. And then finally, defenseman Woodward skated up the left side, made a nice move to the center, and he ripped it. In a span of 4 minutes and 18 seconds, the Shamrocks scored 3 times to take the lead 3-2, and that's how the game ended. Period 3 went by with no goals. Game 1 ends. Shamrocks win it 3-2. Game 2 tomorrow, 4 o'clock, right here at PISA. That'll do it for Hockey Night at PISA, brought to you by Memory to Video Productions and sponsored by JD's Pizzeria Bar and Grill. They make great pizza, and they have the largest television in the Southington area. I'm Paul Burke, signing off. Game 1 of this best-of-3 goes the way of the Shamrocks. We'll see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock for Game 2. Have a great night.